Welcome back to San Antonio Living. Okay, I just asked everyone here, how many days till Christmas? And they're like, 85 days. And like a feeling of panic already started coming over me. And so we've got some help today because it's already time to start thinking about the holidays. And for a lot of people, that means holiday stress. But not this year. Coach Joe is here. I want to say welcome to Johanna Sawalha. Did I do it okay?
Yes, you did.
Beautiful name.
Yes, thank you.
So it's already time to start thinking about the holidays.
I know, it is.
And why is it that people get so just stressed out where they can't even enjoy? I mean, first we start with Halloween, and then we've got Thanksgiving, and then of course Christmas as well, Hanukkah, and other seasons too. Why is it that people stress out?
Well, first of all, you know, you have all this practical planning, right? Like it's the food and the who to invite and where we're going and should we drive and should we fly? Like, so you have all of that logistics. That's just the beginning of it. But one thing that people don't plan for is really what they want the holidays to be like. Like, have you ever sat down and just gone, I want to have an intention for this holiday, right? This holiday is going to be my most intimate ever. I'm going to have the best conversations with my family. I'm going to make my newest, best recipe. Right?
And I hear a lot of expectations there, but one thing that you work with in your life coach, and you help people really live their fullest life and be the best that they can be.
Right.
You see, you've got to balance what's happening versus what you're envisioning.
Well, I mean, I think that you're allowed to have a vision, that a vision is not necessarily a goal. It's an intention, right? So if I say, okay, the intention for my holiday is going to be quite different from what it's always been, you go in with that, and then you really have to see where, you know, the chips may fall, right? But there are many things that you can do in order to make that happen beforehand. So as I say, it's a part of the planning. So one thing you can do is you can make some agreements beforehand with family members. You can talk about how much screen time are we going to have. Because often during the holidays, it really could be that people sit down in front of the TV or with their little devices, right? And that's it. And then they eat, and there was no engagement.
There's no bonding.
Right, there's no bonding.
No memories.
Right, no memories, right? So you can make an agreement with your family members. Okay, so how much device/screen time are we going to have this holiday? So wouldn't it be fun if we just like passed around a basket, right? And everybody had to turn in their phone, like everybody make your calls, make
okay,
your
I can see
texts,
adults
right?
doing it, but the kids may have a hard time, especially teenagers.
They might just have to do what they do at home, which is this is your allotted time, whatever the allotted screen time is, 30 minutes, 1 hour, right? And then turn the TV off, except for maybe the one holiday program you all watch together, right? Because what's going to happen is when all the devices are off, guess what you're going to have to do? Talk. God forbid, right? You're actually going to have to relate to your families. And that brings me to another point, which is one stressful thing for people during the holidays is they walk into a situation that is awfully familiar. Issues that you've had over maybe years, maybe decades with your families are going to be right there. You might even dread them. As you're in the car on the way, your shoulders are already rising up and you're talking to your husband and wife and you're going, you know, I know what mom's going to be like. I know what dad's going to be like, right? And if you set the intention that this holiday, let's take, again, a family member as an example, this holiday, I'm going to have an intimate conversation with my mother. I'm going to ask her things that I never knew about her. And on your way to your mom's house, you write out your little list, like what are some of the things that I never knew about my mother? Or let's say that one of the issues that you have is that, and I know many people have this, like mom zooms around. She zooms around the house, trying to take care of everything, and you don't get to talk to her, like she never sits down. Or this could be dad too.
She's the ultimate host.
Right, right. But she doesn't really get to be in her own holiday. So this year, hey mom, I'd love for you to sit with us. What can I do? Let's make a little list, like pawn some stuff off.
So there's a lot of forethought. You need to
Yes.
plan
Yes.
and then take your lists with you.
Sure. Yes.
And
Oh,
don't think
cheat sheets.
that it's silly, or you can't put it on your screen, on your phone, because you're not going to have screen time. And this is something you really need to think about now. And you say you need to have an agreement with your family on screen time. Should you also kind of forewarn your mom or whoever you've had maybe a stressful relationship with that it's going to be, this holiday will be different?
That would be a very good idea.
But how do you start that conversation, though, especially if they're very strained relations?
Yes. Well, you have to always start with yourself. So do not put it on other people, right?
Okay.
It's not for you to decide what other people are going to do. It's for you to lead the way, be the little pioneer. You have the machete, you go in the jungle first, right? And you create the path. And how you do that is you say, Mom, I want it to be different. I want to be different.
Me as an individual.
Me as an individual. I've noticed that I don't take the time to really plan out the kind of holiday that I want for us, for me, for us. So here's what I'm doing about it, and I have some requests. But I promise that I'm gonna initiate here.
So you start with yourself, and then those that you may have a strained relationship with would be more receptive
Absolutely.
to that.
And then it's their choice or not, because you must respect that each person has a choice. But your job is to stick to your guns. Your job is to keep doing what you said you were going to do, which, let's say, being more helpful, being more inquisitive, finding things out. Like, what if you came back from your holidays and you knew 10 things about your dad you'd never know? Like, what if dad is the one who sits down and starts to watch TV and it never comes off and he doesn't say a word? I'm sure, like, you don't know anybody like that, but
We all have something like that in our families,
or the
I think.
uncle or
Yeah.
whatever, right? I'm like, tell me about your time in the war. Tell me about your time, when you served. Tell me about your time, wherever, overseas, right? And you will get stories that you're going to want to write down.
Well, I hope that everyone is really looking ahead to a different kind of a holidays. I love your approach on that, and that's what you do with your clients.
Yeah,
You're a lifestyle coach, and you just really help people navigate through difficult times and happy times.
I'm really an executive coach, and I find that you can't do well in business unless you got your personal life straight. And it spills over. You are who you are everywhere.
So interlaps.
Right?
Thank you so much for coming in
Thank
and giving
you.
us a new philosophy and approach to the holidays. If you'd like to get more great tips from Coach Jo, there's where you can find her. You can follow her on Twitter, Facebook. Her website is that is your website?
No, actually, you can reach me on Twitter, Twitter/Johanna Sawalha, or Facebook. You can look up the fan page, Johanna Sawalha, or you can email me
Email
at
you there.
coaching@sawalha.com.
If you have any questions.
Many ways to do it.
Thank you so much for coming along.
Thank you.
All right, Shelley, kick